You know, we all ask this question: how can I be more consistent? Well, consistency, it's the fight. We are dying to figure out how we can develop consistency in our swing, in our golf game, and shoot. We love shooting low scores, but we want to be consistent in our numbers. We don't want to go out there and shoot 75 and then shoot 95 the next day. The way you create consistency is how you maintain your posture through the swing. Probably the most important thing that you can do. I'm going to talk to you about that, but remind you as well, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends about what we've got going on here, okay? I'm telling you, everybody's going to get better. It's going to be a lot of fun. So what I mean about that is this: posture. When we get set up, when we go down the line, there's an angle that we create at address. And in order to maintain our posture, what we got to feel is that, and it doesn't happen this way, but this is what you're feeling, that you're basically swinging around your body from hip to head, staying in the same plane. I kind of like to imagine that there's almost like a pole going through my head, down my spine, and then into the ground over there. And all I'm doing is I'm just swinging around that pole just like that. So that kind of looks like this. And when I get through the shot, stay on that down the line view there, Gibbsy. When I get through the shot, my right shoulder is lower than my left shoulder. So the angle of my shoulders is like this. And that would be basically the way that the body would have swung through. And you can see there's a little bit of what we call right side bend or rear side bend, trail side bend, however you want to say it. Now, how do we do this? Why do we do this? What's the importance of this? Well, what happens is that when you are, you know, we talk about swing plane, what the shaft is doing, but if we stay in the plane of the address, the original address position that our spine has, now all of a sudden, all that has to happen is we just have a little rotation in the body, and we're able to get the club to track down the line. And when the club tracks down the line, we're going to hit it more often in the center of the club face. We're going to hit it more often with the same loft on the club, so that gives us some distance control. We're going to more often than not have the low point at the ball or in front of it, which is going to again help us with the speed that the golf ball leaves the club at, and all of a sudden we have predictability in what takes place. The other thing that will happen to us when we don't do this, when we don't maintain the spine angle, is, and most of us will stand up through the swing. So we come in and we go this way. And when we go that way, what tends to happen for most of us is the club starts working too much behind us. And now we have to flip the face. And all of a sudden you start playing face-reliant golf. It creates varying launch angles, varying spin rates, varying start lines, varying apexes, varying curves. Everything varies. And if you want consistency, you can't have variability. It's as simple as that. The other thing that happens when we start to stand up this way is sometimes the club will work out over here, and then we start peeling across it this way. And the impact point into the ground happens way behind the ball. Now, how do you teach yourself how to do this? Two ways you can do it. One, and I built this little thing. You don't have to build this. You can just use a wall in your house. Let's stay down the line with this. What I like to do is set this up, put my rear on that, cross up like this, and then I want to feel like my trail, my right butt cheek is in touch with it, then my left, then over to my hip. So I just call it cheek, cheek, hip. So in here like this, cheek, cheek, hip. And when you start getting cheek, cheek, hip, that means your hips have depth. And when your hips are deep, now all of a sudden, you don't have to worry about coming out of your posture. Because the only way you come out of your posture is when this goes towards the golf ball. And now we're out of posture. And when you get out of there, now the distance to the golf ball changes, from sternum to golf ball changes. And as a result, you have to slow down. There's a lot of things that take place. So this drill is a wonderful drill, very easy for you to do in your house. All you got to do is find a wall. Now, the other drill I like to do is take a club shaft, put the grip end of the shaft on the forward side of the body, right along the shoulder line. And what I like to do is this. When I take the club back, I want to see the handle get behind the golf ball. So right there, it's a little over the golf ball. Now, what I want to do is I want to pay attention to the handle. If my lower body goes in, the handle's going to go up. Okay? There it is. You see that go up just like that. Now, if we go down the line, that handle's going to go up. Those hips go in, the handle goes up. The handle goes up because my upper body backs out of the shot and it goes up. And that's why the handle goes up. What I want you to feel is I want you to feel your lead shoulder going down and around. So if it goes down, so here, down and around, now all of a sudden, your hips have depth, your shoulders have that angle that we talked about, and your spine stays in the plane. If you start standing up and going this way, what you can see is that when that grip comes out, it comes out right by my head. On the left side, it's coming out right by my head. When I let it go down and around, it comes out low. So when you see it on the other side of the body, it comes out there, right under the shoulder line. If I'm standing up and doing this, it's coming out by my head. I'm not rotating. So we get that feeling of the lead shoulder going down and around. And what that does is it centers your chest in between your feet. So I go here, down and around. My chest is centered in my feet, and now I just finish the rotation that way. So think about your lead shoulder going down and around. And now you're in a good balanced position. You're going to feel your feet working totally differently. You're going to feel a lot more left side or lead side heel pressure through that shot as you're pushing back, because you're going to push with the toe. In order for your left shoulder to go down and around, this toe is going to push back, which is going to push that left hip back, that left rear cheek back. And then a good balance. Now, that's kind of swinging at it without a lot of speed. That's just swinging at it to get a feeling of what's going on. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm really going to focus on just putting some pepper on this one. And I'm going to feel my body, my chest, my shoulder, and everything going back. So hips are going to stay back. I'm not thinking about 37 things. I'm just imagining that feel of the hips back and the chest and shoulders rotating through. So here. And now I get a really clean strike. Look at that golf ball. Wonderful apex. Great ball speed, almost 121 miles an hour ball speed. Why do I get that fast in the ball speed? Because it comes out of the center of the club face. Why does it come out of the center of the club face? Because I moved the low point forward. Because the path of the golf club was now down the line instead of coming in here. Because I was able to not fight my body. My body wants to turn through that. I want to throw that ball to the target. I want to feel like my body is rotating through to that target. I'm not in my way. Sounds nuts. People talk about this all the time, getting the lead side out of the way. The lead side out of the way, the left shoulder, left hip, working back that way. That's out of the way. Well, they're all connected. It's not like I'm taking my left shoulder and I'm going to peel that thing off and put it over there and take my right shoulder and peel it over there. It's not going to happen. If the left shoulder and the left hip are moving out of the way, the right hip and the right shoulder are going to be moving forward. That's what the rotation is all about. Let me hit one more. But you're going to feel that they're going to get out of the way. So in here, boom like this, and go. All right, let's see if we can get another one. That was flush in the center of the club face. Ball speed at 85, or sorry, club head speed 85, ball speed was 121. Here's the same one. Dead center of the club face again. 86, maybe a little thin on that, but a beautiful shot and a beautiful shot shape. Love that. Here's what you've got to do. You've got to make sure that you feel that hip depth. Do that on the wall. Feel that drill on the wall. Also, too, think about the shoulder. Take the club shaft. Do that. These are things, by the way, that you can do on the golf course. You can do this on the golf course. You can walk it down in between holes. 2 and 3. I just don't feel like I'm making a good swing. Okay, well, let's do this. Let's feel that shoulder. Get down in there. Get down in there. Rotate around like that. Now, head. Make a swing. Okay, I feel that happening. Down in there. Boom. Next one up, the people you're playing with. Wow, you crushed that. Yep. Not going to tell them. But I am going to remind you, make sure you let your friends know about what we've got going on over here. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. To improve all parts of your game, subscribe to my channel and click the link below.